الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها النبي إذا طلقتم النساء فطلقوهن لعدتهن وأحصوا العدة واتقوا الله ربكم لا تخرجوهن من بيوتهن ولا يخرجن إلا أن يأتين بفاحشة مبينة وتلك حدود الله ومن يتعد حدود الله فقد ظلم نفسه لا تدري لعل الله يحدث بعد ذلك أمرا فإذا بلغن أجلهن فأمسكوهن بمعروف أو فارقوهن بمعروف وأشهدوا ذوي عدل منكم وأقيموا الشهادة لله ذلكم يوعظ به من كان يؤمن بالله واليوم الآخر ومن يتق الله يجعل له مخرجا ويرزقه من حيث لا يحتسب ومن يتوكل على الله فهو حسبه إن الله بالغ أمره قد جعل الله لكل شيء قدرا واللائي يئسن من المحيض من نسائكم إن ارتبتم فعدتهن 3 أشهر واللائي لم يحضن وأولاة الأحمال أجلهن أن يضعن حملهن ومن يتق الله يجعل له من أمره يسرا ذلك أمر الله أنزله إليكم ومن يتق الله يكفر عنه سيئاته ويعظم له أجرا أسكنوهن من حيث سكنتم من وجدكم ولا تضاروهن لتضيقوا عليهن وإن كن أولات حمل فأنفقوا عليهن حتى يضعن حملهن فإن أرضعن لكم فآتوهن أجورهن وأتمروا بينكم بمعروف وإن تعاسرتم فسترضع له أخرى لينفق ذو سعة من سعته ومن قدر عليه رزقه فلينفق مما آتاه الله لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا ما آتاها سيجعل الله بعد عسر يسرا وكأين من قرية عتت عتت عن أمر ربها ورسله فحاسبناها حسابا شديدا فحاسبناها حسابا شديدا وعذبناها عذابا نكرا فذاقت وبال أمرها وكان عاقبة أمرها خسرا أعد الله لهم عذابا شديدا أعد الله لهم عذابا شديدا فاتقوا الله يا أولي الألباب الذين آمنوا قد أنزل الله إليكم ذكرا رسولا يتلو عليكم آيات الله مبينات رسولا يتلو عليكم آيات الله مبينات ليخرج الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات من الظلمات إلى النور ومن يؤمن بالله ويعمل صالحا يدخله جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار خالدين فيها أبدا قد أحسن الله له رزقا الله الذي خلق 7 سماوات ومن الأرض مثلهن يتنزل الأمر بينهن لتعلموا أن الله على كل شيء قدير وأن الله قد أحاط بكل شيء علما.
As the gender war rages on, in order to keep the peace, we must discuss the exact facts. Welcome to Exactly. I'm your host, Saudi Man. Remove your shoes and enter upon your right foot. Upon the right state of mind, bi'idhnillah. Topic: high value single moms. Knowing the difference. And walaikum salam wa rahmatullah wa barakatuhu, Sister Amina. High value single moms and knowing the difference. Now, there may be some variations in what some men value over other things. This is due to financial status. It can be due to age, place and position in life. It can be due to familial upbringing. Different things will make or cause or contribute to these variations. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, Brother Imam Nasir. So, and I must also say that poly increases opportunities. For instance, if a person is a single mom, she can choose from any man that does not have 4. Okay, even if it means she has to make concession, because the trade-off and what she gets back is immeasurable if it comes with a provision and protection, and even just protection alone. because women are earning more. They are the most enrolled in high school, things like that. So a lot of women are screaming independence and strength and all those other things men aren't attracted to. They are screaming those things. So women may be more, apt to go into Maysir. Is it Maysir? Maysir? Not Maysir. That's gambling. Misyar, excuse me. Misyar, which is, a marriage of concessions, where she submits some of her rights in order to make it happen. Okay. Um, Men make concessions all the time, but when women make concessions, this is called misyar. Okay. Walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, brother Hamid Abdullah. Okay. So, getting right into it. And before I talk about high value single moms, of course, I have to go over the lower value single moms. Now, this is the part people don't like. So, you know, you can check out, go make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, come back. But you can't talk about high value because you have to measure. You have to measure. Uh, uh, One thing this brings to mind, there was a guy, he was on the Jesse Lee Peterson show, uh, Fallen State, and he said that he didn't believe in God. Okay. Jesse Peterson asked him, "Do you believe in the devil?" He said, "Yeah, I believe in the devil." He says, uh, "Why you believe in the devil?" He said, "Because the devil is real." He said, "Well," he said, "But is the devil, is God bad or good?" He said, "God's supposed to be good, but everything you see, it just shows you that is no God, basically." He says, "What is the devil, good or bad?" He said, "Bad." He said, "Any good ever happened to you?" He said, "Yes." He said, "Who do you contribute that to?" He said, "The devil." He said, "So the devil is good and bad?" He said, "Yeah, sometimes." I mean, it was just so confusing. It was so confusing. Basically, if there is, good because you can measure it against the bad. Bad because you can measure it against the good. So if I'm going to talk about high value single moms, I have to go over those qualities that make it doesn't make marriage obsolete for these women. These women can find a man. These women can find a man. There is some value there. It's just the value is lower in these situations. And I'm speaking from men's perspective. I'm not speaking from a perspective of a man that want to sleep with you. I'm not speaking from a perspective of a man that's trying to finesse you, or what have you. I'm speaking from a perspective of a man that is just, neutral and unbiased about it, letting you know what men discuss and what men generally, think. Generally, or even overwhelmingly thinks. There is some outliers, there is some anecdotes and things like that, but nevertheless, we continue. Um, so, lower, low value single moms, or lower value single moms, I should say, are those that have children that are zanim, that are from unwed relationships. Now, does this mean that a woman can't make that mistake? Because this is the purpose of a wali or wakil. A woman can be finessed literally out of her garments. She can be finessed out of her garments. That's why the wali and wakil is so important. It saves her from being finessed out of her garments. He has to make it make sense to another man why that particular award should be awarded to him. Okay, so if she has children outside of wedlock, this is a red flag, and it would lower her value. Not saying she doesn't have any value. It would lower her value in the general, for the general body of men. Okay, for the general body of marriage-minded men. Now, a dude that just want to lay on your couch and yell at your kids, which real situation, lay on your couch and yell at your kids. Maybe he don't care, too much about that. Maybe he doesn't have any scruples or morals, anything like that. So a woman with children outside of wedlock, it will indeed lower the value. Okay. Lower the value meaning that it lessens the prospects. Okay, don't think, oh man, you say she has no value. Because if I say it lowers her value in the sight of men generally or overwhelmingly, marriage-minded men, women will say, you said women had no value. Well, yeah, that's called moving the goalposts. Okay, I'll never make a field goal if you keep moving the goalposts. You ever go to those children's amusement joints, and they got the goal that goes back and forth and moves side to side, so you can't make the basket. It makes it more difficult for you. That's how a lot of women do when you say something simple like, most men are not checking for a woman that dot dot dot. They'll say, I know one man. Like, nobody said there wasn't one dude. There's always one dude. Jeffrey Dahmer was one dude. If I say human beings don't eat other humans, you'll say, I know a dude. That doesn't change the fact that we don't eat other humans. So anyway, so women that are broken, the second one, women that are broken. And a lot of times, women that are broken, they cannot be fixed. You playing in the house and your mama has a real nice vase from the Ming Dynasty, whatever. I don't know. She has a real nice vase passed down from generation to generation, has sentimental value or has monetary value. I don't know. But you break it and you can't repair it. It's shattered too much. It's fragmented too much. You can't repair it. Some people are like that. Some men are like that. Men tend to, although men do self-delete, uh, you know, more than women, men have more responsibility and are more stressed than women. Women are more stressed today because they are again earning more, attending university more, uh, you know, working more. So not just earning more, but working more, trying to climb the ladder, and they're trying to become the man of their dreams. That they're trying to become their own man of their dreams, and because they're doing that, 1 out of 4 women are on antidepressants. Some are anti-anxiety, antidepressants. They are more medicated than any other time in history. Okay, nevertheless, they are broken, meaning that they come into a relationship not trusting you, not too assured of you, things like that. And this is something that has nothing to do with you. As I mentioned before, everything that's done to a woman goes in her hard drive. So if her last husband stayed out late and got caught with a chick, if he did that 99 times, when you do it, that's called 100. You'll never reset. It's like an odometer on a car. It's illegal to reset that odometer. Okay, if you put a brand new spanking engine in there, I don't know. I don't know what the rules are about resetting it then, but possibly. But you can't just reset the odometer in order to deceive the next person. And what happens is, when a woman says, what you doing out late? You was with a woman. You say, no, I wasn't. I was at the masjid. Nah, you was with a woman. I've been through this before. See, you become number 100, whether you did it or not. You don't reset. There's no reset. You don't get you don't start fresh. So broken women, it lowers, the prospects. It lowers the prospects. Okay. Non-pair bonding. Women that have seen many, 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 many eggplants. Women like that have trouble pair bonding. They have too much in that hard drive I spoke about. They have too much in the hard drive. So something that you do can remind them of another guy. Something you don't do reminds them of another guy. Something you say reminds them of another guy. Something you don't say as frequent as the other guy. When women say, I like a man that does this and I like a man that does that, whether this is intimately or this is just, they want those verbal affirmations. When a woman says that, she's coming off of that hard drive. So women that they don't have the ability to pair bond because they then bonded and paired with too many guys. Now, it doesn't mean a woman that has that type of experience. And Shahada does not clean. It does not clean a male's genitalia. Shahada does not clean a woman's genitalia. Shahada is a contract you made, a conscious, in rational contract you made with Allah Ta'ala to obey Him and His Messenger to the best of your ability, and to keep the company of those that obey Allah and His Messenger, and to work to establish what Allah and His Messenger have, Allah has revealed to His Messenger upon this earth. Okay, so nevertheless, this pair bonding doesn't restart after you take Shahada, except that you understand and embrace Shahada sincerely. Then you looking for a whole different genre of man. You're looking for a believing man, a good believing man that can teach you the deen. It can provide and protect. Okay, that's what you're looking for now after Shahada. But if there's a stroke or something that happens intimately, that hard drive will kick in, because you can't just clean the hard drive. There is, I've heard sisters, subhanallah, Allahu Akbar, Allah is a witness. Sisters have said, I ain't never had this problem with my ex-husband, and he wasn't even Muslim. They've said stuff, not to me, but they said stuff like that they received better treatment from the kafir dude that preceded you, when they weren't Muslim. So if a Muslim woman would say that to you, what does that tell you? That hard drive still has data. That hard drive still has data. So if she doesn't have the ability to pair bond, or as much ability to pair bond with you, that's why virgin marriages last so long. And the most successful marriages are virgin marriages. Whether the man when a man marries a female virgin, when a woman marries a male virgin, I'm not sure of the dynamics of that, because that's a different thing. Men have the leadership role. So anyway, what the issue is that when virgin marriages are very or typically more successful, because you start the hard drive clean, and you start to build on that. So the bond is really, really tight. I remember in my Jahili, I was talking to a young lady that Brother Hamid shot at one day. Brother Hamid shot at her. Oh, was you shooting at her or was you shooting at the dude? Never mind, forget it. Nobody got hit. Anyway, so you can't shoot. Anyway, so I was with the young lady, and she said, and we were both young, and she said that, well, I gotta let you know something. I promised the guy that had violated my virgin. I can't say broken. The guy that violated my virginity, because people shouldn't be having premarital anything really. So he said, the guy that violated my virginity, or broke my virginity, I promised him he could always have access. And I said, say what? I said, that makes no sense. I said, how you gonna be with me and you telling me this right here? And I wasn't just with her. That wasn't gonna happen. But as a woman, you want to be more reserved, so you can pair bond. You can bond with the next mate. So you need to stay reserved and practice modesty much as you can. One that practice parental alienation. This happens mostly to the man. 99.99% of the time happens to the man. Well, she will not let the guy see the child in order to manipulate him in some way. Now you want to marry that woman, but you notice that she got all the kids with her, and you're like, why are all the kids with you? Why they not with their dads? And you gotta really. I looked into that before, with a woman that I was interested in, or was interested in me, But you gotta understand, when a woman are huddled up with her children, like, why aren't they with their fathers or father? You know, why aren't they with him or them? You know, uh, and they may be practicing parental alienation from the father. Okay, and a lot of times you marry these women that have children, and they're practicing parental alienation, and you start to assist them in it because you listen to the sad story. You know, it's amazing how you and a woman marry, and y'all make the juice. How all of her stories are true. You don't get both sides of the story. You don't look into it. You don't speak to the man. You know, man, you around his kids, you can get killed, dude. You could be murdered, literally murdered. You know, you can be falsely accused of stuff that you didn't do. It's best to understand him and his position on matters so that you don't join the oppression. Allah Ta'ala says he made it haram for himself to oppress his creation, so do not oppress one another. And one of the greatest oppressions that's not systematic, in America it is systematic, it's from the system, is that how they alienate parents from their children, mainly 99.99% of the time, the father. Okay? So make sure you're not practicing. And the man, if he's conscious of Islam and understands the deen, he's not going to want to take part in father alienation on behalf of a woman, no matter how beautiful and how, inviting she is. Okay? The next one, not just parental alienation, but using the children as pawns, where it's his day to get the kids and he can't get the kids this day because you heard they were around his wife. I told you, if you're going to get these kids, I don't want the kids around her. Well, children, are human beings. They're not pawns. Pawns are is an inanimate object or inanimate objects on a chessboard. You don't want to strategically use them as the children as shields in order to block away, again, the father. And if she's using the children as pawns, then that's a bad sign. You're not going to make that better. Now, if you just head over heels in love with her, some of these sisters are, they are irresistible, physically, visually they're irresistible. So you say, well, I'm going to go into this situation anyway. Perhaps I can help the guy, we'll have that discussion with her previously, because I guarantee you she'll ruin you all's marriage, rather than let him be happy. She would destroy and sabotage her own happiness in order to try to make that man miserable simply because they didn't work out. So be careful of that. These matters, what I'm mentioning, lower the prospects. They lower the value in man's eyes of the woman they are going to choose. Like I said, polygyny helps this situation. Actually, it helps. It increases your chances because he doesn't have to necessarily only focus on you and your brokenness, you and your situation. You know what I'm saying? He don't have to necessarily focus on that every day. Okay. Nevertheless, hubris over children. Basically, the woman she values herself more than she values her children. If you got a man that's willing to be a father figure, okay, let's say you had a child, I'll mention a real life situation. You had a child by a dude that's in the military, and for some reason you don't put child support on him, whatever. I don't know. Another dude in and out of prison or in prison currently, and those are the guys that you have two children by, and you know that you found a man that's going to deal with your situation, although those children were had out of wedlock before Islam. You found a man that's going to deal with your situation. Okay, now what do? You place your happiness over the children's well-being, because I'm not happy. I'm going to leave this guy. The children have no father figure. Okay, they don't know their fathers, or they have no father figure altogether. You got a man that wants to be a father figure, but I'm gonna put myself above my children. That's amazing, because men, we put ourselves behind our children a lot of the time. I'm saying we put our children before ourselves a lot of the time. A lot of men are walking around here miserable. You would never know it. He might not even tell you, because a lot of men aren't expressive of their emotions, and you really shouldn't express your emotions to a woman or your woman. Okay, especially your woman. Maybe a woman, like a family member or something, but not your woman. They'll use it against you, when they become angry, more than likely. But nevertheless, she puts her happiness above the children. This is a bad formula. Make sure that she sticks to it and works things out, because the children are familiar with you. You're good for the children. They like you. You know, you had your fun. You had your fun. You had your children, married or not. You done released a whole bunch of you know oxytocin, and you can't pair bond anymore, and you're broken because of other relationships and things like that. And now you got a man that's willing to deal with that situation and be a father figure and mentor for your children. And you're saying, nah, I'm good, I'm good. But are the children good? See, that's the problem. Hubris over the children. Her hubris, her false sense of self worth is above the children's tangible and intangible needs. Okay, and the last thing I'll mention that makes that lowers the prospect, lowers the value for men that are seeking a woman and is open to a single mom, is that you have kids by Pookie and Ray Ray. You have kids by, as I mentioned, hinted toward earlier, by low lives. They're low lives because they're living life low. Okay, don't mean they can't take shahada, they can't get better. They might be trash Muslims. How can you say a trash Muslim? Well, a Muslim live like a kafir is a trash Muslim. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? If you're living like a kafir, and only thing separates you and the kafir is a kufi, when kufar wear kufis, which are kufi not Islam. Only thing separates from you and the kafir is that you say you're Muslim and the kafir say I'm kafir, but y'all go to the same places, have the same language, do the same stuff. And there's no difference between you all, then trash. Okay, so she has children by Pookie and Ray Ray, meaning that these are dudes that are in and out of prison, whatever, and or they live in that street life, and they come by and pick up their kids and mean mugging you, homeboy on the passenger side looking at you crazy, and it's just and you trying to raise the kids Islamically, and he trying to teach them how to bag up dope. You know what I'm saying, with their titties out. It's crazy, it's madness. So yeah, so if you have a baby by Pookie and Ray Ray, then that'll lower your ability and your probability of marrying a man, because not a lot of dudes want to deal with that, and it's not their fault that you made those choices before Islam or after Islam, or whenever you made those choices. Not our fault. It's not our job. If it takes a village, then find somebody in the village, But nevertheless, that lowers. It doesn't mean if you have that situation, a dude would marry you. Maybe he's a Pookie and Ray Ray on the cool, undercover. But nevertheless, it complicates the situation. And you got to understand when a man says, look, I like you. Your kids are real nice. I would love to be a father figure for them. But, me and that dude eventually going to butt heads, and it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. I'm saying. This is what you chose. I'm saying it's what you saw. You saw a movie with Tupac in it, and you want to live that life. So anyway, and like I say, and baby, I mean, it could be Pookie and Ray Ray Muhammad, or it can be a Pookie and Ray Ray Johnson. Either way, it's not so inviting. Okay, so I'll go to the high value single moms. Finally got through that. Okay. Go to the high value single moms. Mutlaqa. These are the divorced women. They were married, didn't work out, they divorced. Okay, so you might say, well, that goes into the lower value category. Well, she's already a single mom. How did she have those children? She had those children through marriage. Okay. And not only she had them through marriage, now she's divorced for whatever reason. Okay, so now you go into it, you talk to the Waki or the Wali and find out why she's divorced, so on and so forth, and mutlaqa. Okay, she is divorced. It was cut. Okay, It was cut. She's divorced. She's available. She has children from that marriage. Okay, this is a woman that she marries before she carries. Okay, alhamdulillah, wonderful. So, you go for that type of woman. Again, polygyny helps. Maybe you don't want her as a first wife. Second wife doesn't mean secondary. Third wife doesn't mean third in rank. It doesn't mean that. It means it's just the order of marriage. Okay, uh, and we say first, second, third, just like we would say with children. My oldest, my youngest, my middle. You know what I'm saying? That's what we would say. But it's not a ranking. Okay, so you know, you marry her because she has her children within wedlock. And now you can respect the relationship between her and that man. And going back to the Pookie and Ray Ray thing, a lot of time when these kids are out of wedlock, uh, you know, they still want rights as a father. And that's a hard one, man, because they really have no rights. You didn't dignify her with marriage, and nor does she require it. So the child is fatherless, nameless, inheritance less. Okay, that's like I said, you got to make good choices for your children. They didn't choose that. That's on you. Okay. The next one is Armella. Armella. Okay, they are widowed. They were with their husband and they died. This is better than divorce. Okay, not saying your husband dying or her husband dying is good, but I'm saying the situation. She got children. Her husband passed away for some particular reason. Now she is on the market for a husband. That's ideal. Nobody to come pick them up. You get all you. I mean, you got the responsibility and the blessings at the same time. So she's widowed, and you step in and you get those blessings. Like I said again, polygyny helps. You don't have to necessarily take her as your first wife or your initial wife. You don't have to do that, okay? And even if you take her as your first wife, you know what I'm saying? Muhammad Sallam took Khadija Anha as his first wife, although that's not sunnah because that was 15 years before Islam. But nevertheless, you can marry someone widowed is better than divorce. And I'm saying because of the existence of the guy, and as you're a good man, you can have a better influence over the children, okay? Uh, the yatim, okay, the orphans, these children that come from divorce sometimes are orphaned because they are abandoned by the father, okay? Uh, Very few times, actually. It's not as epidemic as people would like to say. Uh, but then you have the orphans that have come through the widow, okay? These are really orphaned. And there's hadith of those that are the orphans of two parents. They're two parent orphans, meaning the mother and father does not exist. Muhammad Sallallahu spoke about the blessings, the great blessings in taking care of those particular orphans. Okay, taking care of, so that's like from an orphanage or something. Taking care of those particular orphans, or let's say a family member passes away and the husband and wife, and then you would take in your nieces and nephews and things like that. So that is tremendous blessings in that. Uh, Contrary to popular belief, there's no encouragement to marry divorce. There's no encouragement to marry widows. There's no encouragement to marry single moms. The encouragement is to provide for the orphan, protect and provide for the orphan, make sure their wealth is not squandered, nor do you squander it. And the orphans are used as kafara to cover sins, meaning that if you do a particular sin, you could perform act of kindness to an orphan and things like that. Allah will, inshallah ta'ala, remove that sin from you. So the orphans are spoken of like that. And the orphans come from the womb of a woman. Okay, if that woman exists and the husband is absent because of death or divorce, whatever situation, prison, whatever, and you step in and you play that role, there's a lot of blessings involved in that to teach them Islam and guide them and advise them and so on and so forth. And to see you love their mother, which is a great thing, to see you love their mother, okay? That has an influence on them for the relationships they would choose in the future, okay? The kids when you marry a woman that's a quote unquote single mom, and she's not huddled with her kids, you say, "Do you have any children?" She say, "Yes." And where are they? "Oh, I gave them to their father." There are very few instances like that. They chose the welfare of the children over child support. Okay? Very few instances like that, and I applaud those women and I honor them. Muslim and non Muslim. They gave the children over to the father. They say, "Look, I got boys, they need to be with their father. I had a girl or girls. Their father is their protector. He's better to protect them than I can. If somebody tried to hurt me, I can barely defend myself. How can I defend my children?" And some women, they got that machismo. They'll say, "Oh, I'll grab the blicky and all that." Okay, wonderful. If you can make it to it, you know. So anyway, so they give the kids to the bio dad. These are high value single moms. They obeyed Allah and His Messenger. They're seeking to get remarried. They say, "Look, we're going to remarry, so I'm going to give the children over to their father. So me and their father are going to make arrangements for the transfer, and I'll be given visitation days with the children, so they will be in my life, and you will have an influence, over them and interact with them. But I'm going to give them to their father primarily." It means I won't be collecting no child support. Muslims shouldn't put people on child support anyway, but I won't be collecting any child support or anything like that. I won't be asking them for any type of money. This will be a shared parenting, and you'll also, inshallah, contribute to that. And the last thing that makes for a high value single mom is her motherliness. Okay, her motherliness. If she is a good mother to her children, she practices a level of discipline with the children. She's loving to them. She's motherly, and you step in, it's gonna it's gonna continue to flow smooth. It's gonna flow smooth because she's motherly. Let's say you have children. Okay, you have children, and you're bringing those children in tow, or you have visitation with them, or whatever the situation. Children in your life, right? They're gonna cross paths. There's gonna be interaction. So what? She's motherly. So the children, maybe they come from a mom. Maybe the part of the reason you got divorced, the mom is masculine. She's not as motherly. She was raised wrong by her mother. That's a possibility. I know some real life situations like that. Okay, but you marry somebody that's motherly. Again, may not be the first wife, but nevertheless, because of polygyny, a woman can actually choose until that man has 4. Then he becomes unchoosable, but if he has 4, then you move around. Okay, if he has 0, choose. He has 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, choose. But if he has 4, then it's cut. Okay, it's cut. And don't be trying to get nobody divorced talking about, "Look, can I replace such and such?" He can replace, but you can't. You shouldn't do your sister like that. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, brother Qasim. See, I can say Qasim. A lot of people don't. They say Qasim, brother Qasim. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, brother Abdul Wali. So again, there are low value single moms. Okay, low value single moms, and if you want me to say it nicer, because usually it's not what you're saying, is how you say it, they say, but this is actually what you say. Low value single moms, or I can say lower value single moms, or I could say single moms with less prospects because of their situation. Okay, because of their situation. Then there's the high value single moms. If you're willing to take on a single mom and contribute to society, trying to right a wrong that's in society, a woman that's divorced, she shouldn't be left, without a husband. It has to be guys like myself that loves to raise children. I love mentoring. I love children. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I can honestly say you could take a stranger's child and you could take my child and put them in a room together, and I won't treat them any different. Now, of course, I have liberties with my children. My children poop, I'm changing their diaper. That stranger's child poops, I'm gonna say, hey, come change this diaper. I understand the differences, but I'm talking about just everything being equal. We are there together, and I see my child walking toward the street. I'm gonna say, hey, get back here, get back here. I see your child walking toward, get back here. I do that. I do that. I'm fatherly, with children that I just met. You know, I'm not going to let anybody harm them. I'm going to, I'm going to direct them the right way. I'm not going to let them just, ooh, look, and he fall on his face off the ladder. I'm not going to let that happen. I'm going to be like, look, no, little man, don't do that. Now you're going to fall. If the parent walk over, you're a goofy. You're a goofy. What's wrong with you? Don't be talking to my child. That's my child. I'm like, oh Lord, here we go. One of them. And that happens in real life. You can't correct them. Matter of fact, the guy from Get Out, the security guy from Get Out, I forget this boy's name. Anyway, that actor from Get Out, he has a Lil Rel has a stand-up where he talks about, the girl in the hair store, acting ratchet. He talk about his child being at Chuck E. Cheese, and the kid has got the unsoftened mallet hitting his child in the head like whack-a-mole. And he said, hey, little man, don't hit him like that. He crying, you hurting him. Don't hit him like that. And the woman walk up, doing all this here. They do with the hands and the snapping and all that, moving the neck and all that. So they doing all that, and it's a real funny stand-up, Lil Rel, if you check it out, okay? But that's real life stuff. They don't want you correcting their children. So I'm a man that's open to marrying a single mom, right? So I'm gonna go into this situation where I can't even correct your children. So you come home, they head busted, leg broke. You like, what happened? Oh, it was jumping up and down on the bed. Why you didn't tell him to stop? Oh, remember I said, I told him don't do such and such. You told me I ain't they daddy, whatever. I don't correct them, so I ain't correct them. I let them hurt themselves. What was you doing? Oh, watching YouTube, watching Charleston White interview or something, Anyway, so that's it. Those are high value single moms. They're just opportunities for blessings, okay? They're opportunities for blessings. They're not going to be overburdensome to you. They may practice misyar, which is they're going to make concessions. They're going to say, look, I'm in this house. I ain't trying to move. You can move in with me, or you can maintain a separate resident. But, I'm going to need my days. We can designate my days. I understand the situation, And I'd be like, okay, cool. Let's do it like that. You know what I'm saying? Or yeah, I'll come over your house, and when you don't have the kids, when their father has them, then you can come over my house, and you can make all kind of different concessions. But quiet is kept. And I don't hate to say this. I'm gonna say it. If you marry a woman that has her own home, you're not responsible for her bills. You're not responsible for her food. And her not when I say bills, I'm talking about light, gas, water. Not responsible for that. Not responsible for her mortgage or rent, whatever she got herself into before she met you. You ain't responsible for her school loans. None of that. Okay, you're responsible for her food and her clothing. Okay. You said, what about shelter? Well, she has her own shelter. If she wants to shut it down and move in with me, then that's my responsibility. But I'm not responsible for what she, what she occurred, excuse me, before me. I'm not. That's just the real of it. I'm not trying to be mean. And my ex-wife could tell you, I'm the type of dude, like, I mean, if I got it, you got it. I'm saying, like, I'm not really interested in money. I got things I need to do that take money. But I'm like, money's not my motivation. You know what I'm saying? Because if I'm working, and I'm finished and I made enough, I'm not going to go to another job unless it's really early in the day or something like that. I go get my kids from daycare early. early. Like before nap time, I'll pick them up, or right after nap time, I'll pick them up. Right around after lunch, whatever. I'll pick them up because I want my kids around me. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what it is. That's just what it is. So if I was chasing the bag, as they say, I would go work, and try to get, and that'd probably be a good thing to do more. But like, if I have a choice, like, I mean, like, let's say you look at the contracts, you look at the work available, and it's, I finish this, I'm good. I can go do another one, or I can leave it to tomorrow. I say I'm gonna leave it to tomorrow. I'm gonna go spend time with my children. That's the precious time. That's the precious time. Believe me, your landlord ain't gonna care about you. Where you shop at, they ain't seeing you because you dead. They ain't finna ask about you more than likely. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's a small corner store or something that you frequent all the time. Nevertheless, like I said, the precious time you spend with your kids, the precious time you can spend with a person with children that don't have a mentor or a father figure is really, really blessed, precious time. And they come with the package of single mom, and single mom comes with the package of children, whatever variation there is of that. Okay, so inshallah ta'ala, that's my take on it. That's my take. So now we're going to move into delusional dating profile of the week. Now, I don't know which one I want to do. Let me see. Oh, you got pagan witch. We got negative Nancy. We got princess fantasy, and we got too many something. I'm gonna go with the too many requirements, or too many. What I can't even read what I wrote. Too many something. Too many demands. I'm sorry. Yeah, too many demands. This is Nadia. Yeah, I cropped out her chest purposefully. Okay. Nadia is 36. Okay. She already hit the wall, but 36 is a nice age for a woman. Okay. Not saying other ages aren't. Okay, so I see you got to say that because anyway. So Nadia is 36. She says, "Hello, I'm looking for a long-term relationship." LTR. Okay, looking for a long-term relationship. I don't play childish games. See, hello, positive. Sorry, that's my okay. So she says, "Hello, that's positive. I'm looking for a long-term relationship." That's positive. Then she dives headfirst into the negative. Okay, I don't play childish games. Walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Amina Amoros. Okay, I don't play childish games. So we got two positives, one negative. Okay, let me keep count. Two positive, one negative. Okay, I don't play childish games. I've been single for years. See, I don't know. It could be a positive, but see, when women are single for a while, they become hardened. They become more hardened when they're single for a while. Okay, so I don't know if this is the case. Okay, I've been single for years and will not settle. Okay, so that was a thought. I've been single for years and will not, because you don't start a sentence with and. That's an incomplete sentence. Okay, so she says, I've been single for years and will not settle. A lot of these people, they don't really pride themselves on punctuation or grammar. So you gotta kind of like decipher and act as what they call the turjuma, which is the translator. Okay, walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, brother Abu Naima, the father of Naima, alhamdulillah. Okay, it says, and will not settle until I find that amazing connection. So she been single for years, and I think part of the reason is because she ain't settling. She is not settling. She's looking for that amazing connection. Okay, amazing connection. Probably one out of every 1,000 dudes may qualify for her. Okay, and a lot of those dudes, because these people practice the idiocy of monogamy, you know, what happens is they'll never find it. You'll never find. Anyway, so I'm looking for, okay. I don't need a man. I don't need a man. See that? See? That's one of the most negative things you can tell a man. I don't need you. Okay, well, so I'm hardwired to provide and protect. Hardwired to provide and protect. And you tell me I don't need you. So how you going to get that special connection? That amazing connection, as you said. Amazing. Surprised she didn't capitalize amazing. How you going to get that amazing connection if you don't need a man, okay? Okay, you're 36, perhaps at 46. I'll give you 10 more years, okay? You'll be more and more hardened, but then you might back off of that, I don't need a man. You'll be like, child, I need a man. You might start telling your girlfriends, I need a man, okay? It happens. I come with everything of my own. See, men naturally hardwired to provide, right? She said she don't need you, so the protection, you ain't got to protect her. When you walk down the street, put on the curbside, put her near the cars, okay? Don't open the doors, you know. And when the waiter come with the check, tell her we going Dutch. She paying for hers, I'm paying for mine or whatever, okay? So anyway, it says, I come with everything of my own, okay? So, hey, this is Miss Yard right here. You don't have to pay her bills and nothing. She come with everything of her own. Hercules. Okay, I am very dedicated, full-time single parent. I am a very dedicated full-time. Your child is not with you all the time. That child goes to school or daycare, and you go to work. Stop. Full-time. Anyway, like that's like working full-time job. You ain't even there 8 hours. Anyway, so I'm looking for loyalty, honesty, and someone not afraid of commitment. See that? She's looking for loyalty, monogamy, only me. See, you're a single mom. You're hardened already. You can tell. You don't need a man. You got everything of your own. So you know, he really ain't got no role to play besides making the juice. And he says, you know, looking for loyalty, which another word for monogamy, you know. Honesty, meaning that you got to snitch yourself out. You let her go through your phone like a mad woman. And someone not afraid of commitment. So she wants you to wear that ring, and you know that wedding ring is designed to it's like a cross to vampires, you know. It's designed to shoo women away. But you know, in an immoral society, that wedding band is not going to shoo nobody away. They see a wedding band and say, oh, that man he's not afraid of commitment. Okay? Anyway, open to play dates with other single parents. Oh, so she want to bring her child, you bring your child to the date. Okay, yeah, or whatever. Anyway, so she opened the play dates. So she's lonely and her child is lonely. She's lonely and her child is lonely, okay? Anyway, so he says, please come healed. You know, that's not a problem for most men. You know, it's not a problem for most men. Allah made us, we can multitask women, you know. We can multitask. You know, that's something that Allah gave us the ability to do. You all can't multitask. You know what I'm saying? You all can't multitask. You can't multitask men, okay? So please come healed and not living with your mother. Well, see, if this is not a Muslim woman, it's not a Muslimah, but a man living with his mother is not a negative Islamically. You live with your mother until you're ready to marry. That's how it should be. Whether you're male or female, you should live with your mom until you're ready. It shouldn't be no bachelor pad for no single Muslim man. It shouldn't be a bachelor pad for or a bachelorette pad for a single Muslim woman. That really shouldn't happen. You know, you stay with your mom and your dad, and you take care of them until you get married. And if you get married, try to live in close proximity. You know, I mean, look, man, this life is short, man. Y'all doing all that Western stuff, abandoning y'all parents and choosing y'all wife over y'all mom and all that, man. Look, y'all doing some weird stuff. Now, I ain't saying let your mom manipulate. I'm talking about, you know, that one post that we put up that I saw that I think I posted it. The woman is saying that your mom, I think I posted it. Your mom can't live here. She can't live in this house. Like, never put a woman in position to say that. That's why the problem is when she has her own, don't move in. That's another topic, okay? Please come healed and not living with your mother or ex, okay? Must also be open to LG, HD, TV, 4K, HDMI community. She didn't put me through all this obstacle course of trying to see where I can fit in. Can it work? You know, not me. I'm using me as an example. Can it work? Where can I fit in? Is it something that's salvageable or something that's doable or tryable, if that's a word? And then at the end, what does she say? Must be open to LG, HD TV, 4K, HDMI. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. Man, I spoke about how women work against themselves. They already say it's no good man. They call dudes gay when they mad. They say, oh, you must be on the down low. And then their entourage is all of the stuff that they insult you with. A'udhu billahi min dhalik. Anyway, that's all that I have of the delusional dating profile of the week. Nadia, too many demands. See you all next week, inshallah ta'ala, if Allah spares me and gives me life and health. This has been your brother Saudi Imam for X Factly. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.